Hello, and welcome to the Intentional Healing Podcast, the show that dives deep into issues that disrupt the lives of BIPOC folk in urban communities. Because we understand that people from the hood need healing too. We just need to be intentional about it. I am your host, Veronica Clanton-Higgins, and today we're going to talk about walking in our truth with the phenomenal community advocate and activist, TEDx Compton Boulevard Speaker Candace Leos. You do not want to miss this exceptional conversation. So, hi, Candace.
Hi, Veronica.
So, thank you for coming. How are you?
Good. Really good this Sunday.
Yeah, okay. So, share with us, because I just need people to know how much, why I said activist and advocate. Tell them what you did this morning before you came over here.
Oh, my Sunday was spent getting up at 5 a.m. to go help the Alma Backyard Farms crew distribute 250 bags to our community.
See? See? That's why when I was trying to say advocate, I said activist, because she active. Okay. So, Candace, thank you for coming on. And so the podcast is broken up into two segments. So the first segment is called Identity. And we call that the Identity Healing Session. And then the second one is Healing Session 2, which is Reclaiming Your Power. So before we go into the first set of questions under identity, we do like a mic check warm up just to make sure people can hear us. And then also make sure that people get to know you a little bit better. And so we have some questions, some get to know you questions. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, Candace, what is your favorite color?
If you ask my fiance, he would say black. And that is a favorite color. But no, my favorite color is red.
Red?
Yes.
Why red?
Blood red.
Oh.
I think it's just a very powerful...
When you say blood red in Compton, I always have...
It is I always see red as a power color. So when I go to meetings that are important, I usually will try to throw on a red shirt or something of that nature.
Just learned something new today about Candace. Okay. All right. Candace's color is red. Okay.
Yes.
I'm making a note of that. Okay. What's your favorite song?
Drive by Incubus.
Wait. Go. Whatever. No, that's not it. Whatever tomorrow.
Yes.
I'll be.
You know this
song. When you said it, I was like, I love that song. So that sounds familiar. Okay.
That is my go-to when I need like a boost. It's that song.
So what is it about that song though that gives you that boost?
I feel like the words are healing and motivational. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like a don't give up kind of motivational song for me.
I can totally dig that. I could when you close your eyes and imagine the words and the melody, yeah, I could see that. Okay. Well, what is your favorite movie?
And I probably should have thought about that a little bit more. I don't get to watch a whole lot of TV or movies these days. But usually if I have time, I will go back to something girly like The Wedding Planner or something.
The one with J-Lo?
I love that movie.
What did you love about that movie?
I don't know. It's just like there's no pressure in that movie. It's just like fun.
Yeah.
And I guess my other one would be Dumb and Dumber.
Mr. Higgins,
I absolutely love that movie. It's just dumb.
It's like pointless humor.
Yes, and you will laugh and that's it. Like, not a whole lot to think about there, but it's great.
Oh, my God. We were watching In Living Color last night, me and Mr. Higgins, and he said, what if the Wayans brother had did Dumb and Dumber? He said, what do you think that would look like? And I just started laughing. And I hope that's what he said, because, I was half listening, but I know he said something to
Okay. Living Color. I haven't seen that in a minute.
Oh my God, we watched the reruns. It's hilarious. It's so politically incorrect.
Yes.
Like they could not do episodes today, but back then we didn't know any better, but it was funny. Okay, what's your sign?
I'm a Capricorn.
Of course.
Very much a Capricorn.
Okay. Tell them which Capricorn you are.
Stubborn?
No, like what day?
Like, when was I born?
Yes.
Oh, I was born on Christmas.
Yes. So she is a Merry Christmas, Happy Birthday Capricorn. So Merry Birthday. We
Two
tell
gifts,
her Merry
please.
Birthday. Yes.
2 gifts, please.
2 separate occasions. So in the morning, we're going to celebrate Christmas, but at night, we celebrate my
That's
birthday,
right.
and I need all the things. Okay. All right. Merry birthday, Capricorn. Okay. So what is an interesting fact about you?
That's a loaded question. I love goats. I'm just going to throw that out there because it really is random. After volunteering this morning, I got to visit 3 4-day-old baby goats.
Oh, you were in heaven, weren't you?
I almost took one home because they were offering me one. But I said no.
Carlos,
yes, he would have had a fit. I actually played a joke on him and said there was a goat outside, and he was not happy.
Wait, can we talk about, Candace, why do you love these goats so much?
I always have. Ever since I was a little kid. I think it brings back memories of my grandfather.
Okay.
Because I do remember, I don't remember a lot from my childhood, but I do remember going to a farm, like a petting zoo with him.
Uh-huh.
And the goat was like eating something out of his pocket. It was like eating stuff. So it was like this funny memory, but I've just always loved them.
I just love it. I just love your fascination with ghosts. So, okay. Did you want to add anything else for an interesting fact about you? Because the goat one, I know that always throws people like, really?
That's about as weird as it can get.
And look, I am friends with Candace. And there's pictures of her petting goats that she'll post a picture of. I say, this woman really loves these.
Oh, this morning I'm cuddling one, like cheek to cheek.
I love it. I just love it. It's just something innocent and pure about your love for goats. And I just can't connect
I just want like a bunch of them all around me.
And look, you would never throw trash away because I heard they literally eat everything. Okay, see?
And they don't have upper teeth. Random fact about goats.
They don't have upper teeth?
They don't have upper teeth.
So how the heck do they chew?
They just,
Natural?
They have the bottom teeth that look like our teeth, but they're just gums on the top. So learn something new.
God, what were you thinking when you made goats? Okay. He's like, I'm just going to not give you top teeth. Okay. What three words describe how you feel right now?
Happy. Tired. Those match. I'm tired. And focused. I do have some homework I need to get done tonight.
Oh, yeah, you better do that homework.
Yes.
Okay. So tell people what you are in school for right now.
I am taking community psychology. I've always wanted to do something in the psychology field, and Pacific Oaks had a community psychology, and just with everything that I'm involved in the community, I thought that would be beneficial.
See, she's making sure everything she does aligns. So that is beautiful. All right. The last question is, what is your favorite beverage and why?
Coffee. That's easy.
Everybody loves the coffee.
All
Coffee
day,
is
every
phenomenal.
day.
Like God bless that. He truly blessed us with that elixir of comfort. So what is your
beans?
The magic beans. Like when you think, I mean, coffee is great for everything. Because like even when you go to the store, like when we used to go in stores to shop, when you smell perfume, they would have the coffee beans right there. So you can smell and everything. So what's your favorite type of coffee?
Starbucks.
When you go to Starbucks, what do you order?
Lately, I toggle between a couple. But lately, it's been the caramel macchiato. So
see,
I can do a venti caramel macchiato and go right to bed at night. Like I'm crazy that way.
No, you're not. Because like I just said previously, see, Mark, see how all this is aligning. So what I was explaining to my previous guest, that I drink a cup of coffee to go to bed.
Mm-hmm. That's a sign of ADD.
Right. So I told him that when people who have overactive brains or ADHD or impulsivity, what they do is they give them, if you take Ritalin, Concerta, or any of those, these are actually stimulants because the stimulants make you.
Yep.
Yeah. So at
Works
night,
for me.
I drink a cup of coffee every night before I go to bed. And it
I
has
don't
to
do
be
it every
strong.
night. I think Carlos would have to put his foot down, but
No, it's okay.
every now and then. I did it last night.
8 ounces at 8 ounces before bed. Some people drink a glass of wine every day. Why can't we have a cup of coffee every day?
Yeah, and I'm not a drinker, so coffee is my drink.
Yes, and I have my delicious cup behind me now. I will be late for something. As long as I can sit down and sip my coffee. So, see, this is why we get along.
That's why we're friends.
See, I love it. I love it. And she get the same drink as me. A woman after my own heart. Okay, so now we're going into our first healing session, which is the identity session. So basically, these are just questions that we ask you to see. I said we. You know what? Whatever I do, Mark does. So I just say we. It means he and I. So whenever I ask these questions, just to see how do you see yourself, and like identity-wise, like who are you? Okay. So first question is, how do you feel about getting quiet, listening deeply, and patiently to your inner wisdom? And how often do you do this?
Oh, that's a deep question. I think I'm always thinking. I'm one of those people that's just always reflecting and thinking, and I'm an empath. So
you got to explain to people what an empath is.
I feel everything very deeply. So
Yes.
if I go into a room with a lot of people, I'm usually drained by the time I walk out because
Yes.
I can read people and situations. And so I usually have really good intuition about things too. So I have to get quiet and kind of think of what is the best way to proceed with whatever I'm doing. So I try to do it often so I don't make impulsive choices.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. And in what ways is your self-acceptance conditional or dependent upon the validation of specific accomplishments? So when you think about yourself as an individual and what you've done, do you feel like your acceptance of yourself or how you see yourself as an individual is dependent upon what you do or things that you've done?
I have personally struggled with worrying what other people's opinions are of me or what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I have done some therapy to work through that because I know at my core, I'm a good person and I do things for the right reasons.
Right.
But I did let people, and every now and then it creeps back in, you know. Like I look for validation that I'm on the right path.
Right.
But I think as I've gotten older, I just do what feels good.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to just have my peace with that. Like I don't need validation. As long as I know I'm following my passion and my purpose, I sleep well at night.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's been a journey.
Okay, so let's think about this journey. And when you look at yourself as an individual, how do you define yourself? What is your identity? How do you define yourself as a woman? Like if you were to say, hi, I'm Candace and I'm A, B, C, D, and E, what would that A, B, C, D, and E be? Oh, that's cute. What would that A, B, C, D, and E be?
Good question.
And it was not on your paper.
No. And I need to put the paper away because it's distracting, actually. I would say that, gosh, I have integrity.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hardworking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm passionate about what I love to do.
Yes.
I am professional.
Definitely.
And I'm strong because I do know that I'm a very strong person.
I love that. I'm so happy that you just went down the list. Come on, come through. Okay. This is good. I love it. Yes. And all of those things. Yes, you are. And that's beautiful because sometimes when we've gone through that healing journey of working on ourselves and accepting ourselves for who we are, when we are looking at our identity as an individual, as a woman, as a human being, sometimes in order to remain humble, we try not to give ourselves certain qualifiers. So to see you do that and It did not take you that long and you were right into it. I'm very happy that you were able just to see yourself the way others see you as well. And
Thank you.
you did not seem uncomfortable when you said it. So
I'm working on it.
yes.
I suffer from a great deal of imposter syndrome where I think that if I acknowledge my achievements or bring attention to what I'm doing, that people are going to judge me.
Right.
And say like, oh, look, she needs all the praise and she's looking to do it for attention and that's not what any of it is about. But I'm starting to realize that I do have to acknowledge it. And if anything, my motivation is to encourage other people to just do it.
Good. Good. You do not see, you don't need other people's opinion for your validation. Tell them, shove it. Okay. Okay, so now, if you could change one thing in your life in order to just fully operate as your authentic self, what would you change and why?
Geez, at this point in my life, I could say that I am pretty content with where I'm at and what I'm doing. The only thing I could say that I would change is I would like to own a house in Richland Farms where I could have goats. Hint, hint, if anybody's selling a property in Richland Farms. But other than that, I love my life. Like, I really do. I'm at a good place.
That's beautiful. And if anyone who is in real estate and you cover 90220, is what Richland Farms 90222.
Zone for farm animals, please.
Zone for farm animal. Please help my friend get her a piece of land so she can have her baby goats. Because
that's all I need.
That's all she needs. Okay, so let's look at this. Where does your self-worth come from?
Help me with that one.
So when you think about your self-worth and how you feel about yourself and over time and how you've developed this sense of who you are, where did it come from? Did it come from other people? Did you come from experiences? Does it come from you? Like, where does your self-worth come from? I know the key word is self, but a lot of times people feel like their self-worth is based on what their partner thinks or what their mom told them they're supposed to do or, something like that. But for you, where does your self-worth come from?
It probably just comes from knowing that I'm operating in my strength and my passion. Like I'm definitely at a different place in my life. So if I know I'm doing the right things and operating with integrity and honesty and passion for what I'm doing, I feel good. Like I don't have that need to rely on other people for that. And I love my partner. I love my fiance. I love my family. But I don't need that validation from anyone else. It's nice, but I don't need it. But he is incredibly supportive too. Good. So I will give him props.
Yeah, you gotta make sure at least have it on record. Okay. And what makes you feel most like yourself?
Doing what I love, being with my family, doing what I love, being in my comfort zone.
And what's your comfort zone?
Operating in my passion. Like if I'm unsteady, if I'm not like 100% about something, sometimes I will fall into some paralysis by analysis. So if I am prepared and know what I'm doing, I will feel comfortable in my little zone. Okay. But if I'm unprepared, I'm a mess.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, our last question before we go into our break. And this is a funny question. What question would you like someone to ask you? Because you probably get interviewed a lot. You also have people come up to you and you probably like, no one's ever asked me. So like, what question would you like for someone to ask you?
Because of what I do in the community and how I move through the community, I really would like somebody to ask me why I do what I do and listen to it. Because there's just such a weird area where people question, and there's such a high amount of misinformation that go around, or people just passing judgment without knowing the real story. So I'm a direct person. I would like for people to just ask, like, why do you do it?
As opposed to making up stories.
Right.
And passing them around on the internet.
Yes.
Yes. This is how you know Candace has made it, because people are making up stories and passing them around about her on the internet. And I would love to give Candace kudos, because some people be commenting on her post. Honey, I was like, look, this is why I can't do politics or anything of that nature, because I would have got real slick at the mouth. But you know what? When Candace stated earlier, her identity and one of the words she used was professional, she earned that one right there, because I don't know how you have not went off on anybody yet. Even when you tell them off, it's professionally done.
Well, word to all the young people, the internet lives forever. Right. So whether it's pictures, videos, or words, you know somebody's taking a screenshot. You know somebody's doing something. Right. So always operate with integrity.
And I think that is a wonderful piece of advice, and that we're going to leave you all with as we go into our break. All right. This episode of the Intentional Healing Podcast is sponsored by the Compton Advocate Coalition. The mission of the Compton Advocates Coalition is to advocate for the growth and empowerment of the residents of Compton by promoting a variety of events and resources that cultivate unity, the desire to take action, and the hunger for education. Check them out at www.comptonadvocates.org. All right. Now we're going to go into healing session number 2. This is reclaiming your power. And so in this section, this is what we like to look at. We like to look at, what does your power look like to you? How do you reclaim your power? How do you tap into your power? Or just instances where your power has been tested or used, right? And so when we think about reclaiming things, what parts of yourself have you rejected? And then on the flip side of that, what parts of yourself do you want to reclaim?
I think for a long time, I rejected my past and the fact that I'm from Compton. I was a teenage mom, and just, you know, I talk about that in the TED Talk, but I would hide that. It wasn't something I openly embraced and talked about. And then as I got older and I started working within the community, I realized that that was one way for other people to relate to where I'm coming from when I'm dealing with the community. And so I had to learn to see that as a positive, that despite what I went through as a younger person and the mistakes I made, look where I'm at now and embrace it. Reclaim it, embrace it. You don't have to hide about it. It's something to be proud of. So I had to kind of go through like a little shift in my thinking
in order to reclaim your power. Yeah, because a lot of times when we think about individuals who, do things that other people like society or community or family may not agree with, and then they live in that shame of that. And it's often hard for them to reclaim it, So to hear that you like, look, I went through it, I processed it, I reclaimed my shame and turned it into power. And so now it's not nothing that you're ashamed of.
There's nothing to be embarrassed about.
Absolutely.
And I have friends who have been, incarcerated and came out and are now activists in the community. And they use their story as a way to reach out to other people. Because if you're too up here and you're perfect, a lot of people aren't going to relate to you.
They're not. It's going to be a disconnect. And when we think about people like yourself, or even Chris of the Compton Activists, or even the rest of the members of the Compton Advocates Coalition, and so many other people in the community, they're using their story and their past to empower the community. So they're reclaiming their power from the parts of themselves that they rejected.
Right.
So,
Because if you live in shame, you're not going to go anywhere.
Nah.
You're just going to be hiding. And that's not any way to live.
Well, I'm glad you didn't hide because we need you to shine. So, welcome here. We welcome you. Okay. So, so how do you experience your own power? Like, describe it. Like, describe how you experience your own power. Like, what is the color of it? And then what is the energy of it? So, this is one of my new favorite questions to ask people because I like for people to give it a color and then explain the energy behind it. Like, is it intense? Is it subtle? Like, how do you experience your own power? What is the color of it? And what is the energy of it?
You know what color has become dominant in my life? And it is, people trip out because it's in my house. I have articles of clothing. My clothes are mostly black. And
Right.
some red pieces.
Half time I see using black.
Yeah. But yellow has become yellow gold, like a bright yellow. So my curtains are yellow and white, and I have like yellow pillows now. And I feel like it's a very positive color and it makes me feel good and energetic. And I guess my power feels like happiness. Like when I'm doing things within my power, I just feel very happy. Like I'm just happy. I'm peaceful. I'm happy. I'm crazy because I finally blocked off the one day a week that I don't do anything.
Yes. Good.
But I am a 7 day a week, typically just going. But I don't really feel it because it feels good. It just feels yellow. It feels powerful. It feels happy.
Okay, that makes sense. Because you're doing what you love. So when you do what you love, it doesn't feel like work. And so it makes you happy, which is why you associate the color yellow, which is known for happiness, joy, friendship. Yellow is also the color of friendship. And when you think of if you're into chakras, the solar plexus, it's also yellow. And that's where people pull happiness and joy from as well. So it makes sense.
That makes sense.
It makes sense. I like that. Okay. Now, since we got you to think about your power, now that color yellow's in your head and you've already got it. Now we can go to the next question. How do you move past unpleasant thoughts or experiences that make you feel powerless?
Oh, man.
That's why we had to get you activated with the yellow first.
Well, I definitely face a lot of adversity in any given day, really honestly, whether it's someone attacking my character or my motives or it was something that I had to get used to because I'm not used to. I've told people like I've never had haters. I've never had people coming after me. I've never had people making up stories about me. And so for a minute, it made me feel powerless because I thought, oh my God, I'm just trying to do good. And these people are coming after me.
Right.
But I think I've realized that it's more a reflection of them than it is of me. Because when I look at people, I always say, I don't judge you on your skin color or anything you have, your clothes, or I don't judge people on that. I will judge you by your heart and your behavior.
Right. As opposed
to I usually use a
stuff.
foul word. I say, I judge you if you're a or not.
An a-hole?
Yes. That's how I judge people. Are you kind? Are you respectful? Do you use your words wisely?
Right.
You know? So I just have to work through it and realize that it's not my problem.
Okay. I love this. Hold on. I'm trying to get back to my... You know how you do something and it's
and
just
then you're lost?
Yeah. I'm like, so now that you shared that with us, right? See, I just love this. I love when people are able to talk about, because that shows that you've healed or in the process of healing when you could talk about something and just be as authentic and transparent as possible. Could you ever been through something and every time you tell the story, you can't even share the story because you start crying?
Yes.
But when you made peace with it and you share the story again, you might cry at certain points, but not throughout.
Right.
Yes. Okay.
And that's me. I used to be someone who would just like break down and start crying because I was so hurt that people were questioning my integrity. And that's something that me and all of my sisters struggle with because we talk about it. And we'll say like we get so upset when people question our character.
Right.
But it really is not a reflection of us because everything that I do personally, I can speak for myself. There's nothing anyone could say like, oh my God, she's handing out grocery bags in the morning.
Right.
Or she's holding an event to give supplies to the community. Oh my God, shame on her. I mean, really, what do they...
But there's some people who try.
Yes, I know. But it really is like, I just pray that people heal and find better ways to interact with one another because it's not productive.
It's not. And people oftentimes on your posts, especially for the posts that you do for like Compton advocates and stuff like that, it's always a lot of complaining. And I'm always fascinated at how you navigate or you redirect or you say, hey, you could join us for this, or if I go to this page and this has the information, because it's like you're trying to encourage people to be informed, which can be a powerful thing. But it's like how you can only do so much.
Right.
And if anyone ever questions your integrity, I always just marvel at that when we just look at how you just move in the community, period. And if anyone ever sees the way you respond to people, you never respond from a place of ego or I'm better than you. It's always from a place of love. And and you want them to understand, like, this is what I'm doing, but you can do it too. And you always invite people in. So,
and we can disagree and we can have difficult conversations. I think those are very important as well. And there are a lot of people who don't share the same viewpoint as me. And I've learned from that conversation because I've had to sit back and go, ooh, maybe I had that wrong and I need to rethink this way of thinking.
Right.
But if you're just attacking and you're accusing and you're insulting, I tell people communication's gone then.
Right.
Because everybody puts up a wall. And then it's like, well, you call me a name and you accuse me of this. So I'm done with you. Right. And then what do we get? Nothing.
Nowhere, because now the conversation is stalled and it could have been productive, but instead there's been an attack that has taken place.
Right.
So yeah, we'll continue to pray protection over Candace as she continues to do the good work in the community here of Compton. And we use community and city of Compton interchangeably because even though we're a city, we are a tight-knit community. How do you feel when you have to enforce your personal boundaries to reclaim your power?
Strong, because that's not always easy. Boundaries are not the easiest thing, for me at least. But they're vital. And they do make life, once you get comfortable with setting boundaries with people, life does get easier. I tend to be a yes person and I'll be yes, yes, yes. But I've had to learn to set boundaries for my mental and physical health.
That's beautiful. And that's how you reclaim your power. Because now you said my sanity, my well-being is important to me, and I'm not going to allow you to disrupt that.
Right.
Right. So just kick them out your box. Okay. Do you believe that you're truly free?
I feel that I feel that there are things I could improve in, but I feel pretty free at this point in my life.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when I say free, I know that's an odd question.
It is.
Yes. But I'm like free as in you're living your life on your terms and you're not restricted or bound by anything.
Yeah, no. I have my life is beautiful. Like, I know that everything I have, my relationship with my fiance, it sounds harsh, but I'm just going to say it because that's me. I don't need him to be me. I don't need him to be fulfilled.
Right.
But he is a blessing and an enhancement to my life. And it's a great thing. My children, my granddaughter, like I'm just surrounded by blessings. So I feel like I'm free. Like I'm content with where I am. I really am. And it's been an odd journey with coming back to the city, leaving the entertainment industry, taking a pay cut, doing all the stuff that I've had to do, a lot of people would be like, I can't do that. I can't lose 30% of my income, because I think it was a little over that I let go of.
Right.
But I've never felt so free. I'm happy. I think I'm just happy with what I'm doing. So it makes everything work out.
Oh, and you remember Nelly Furtado?
Uh-huh.
Oh
my God, yes.
So when she's talking, that song is playing in my mind. Oh my God. Okay. If y'all don't know who Nelly Furtado, Google is your friend. Okay, so that is good. So when we think about, and as we begin to wrap up, I want you to share with people just basically what you do in the community. Because I know I've been dropping tidbits here and all. And the reason why I don't do bios with speakers, because I want people to tap into who they are and not read their bio and then develop a preconceived notion. And then that's guiding them as they're listening to you. So I'd rather them get to listen to you first.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because people see your bio, they're like, oh, and then when they're listening to you, they're either going to be contentious.
They have a
yes. So I like for thoughts. So now that we've gotten all that out the way, just tell us a little bit about yourself. Like if you had 30 seconds on the elevator and you had to tell me about yourself, what would you say?
I am a community advocate in my hometown of Compton. I made the decision to actually make the transition to work for the city as well, so I could understand the complexities of the community from the inside and the outside, because I think unless you're on the inside, you really don't understand the challenges and the way things work.
Right.
So it's easy to form an opinion just looking at it from the outside and not understanding the inner workings. Other than that, I just try to do good in the community where I can and give back. I am my best self when I'm serving other people. If I'm too wrapped up in me, it's not a good thing.
Right.
But I'm content and I'm happy if I'm serving other people and helping my fellow community members be better, be more involved, be more knowledgeable about what's going on in the city, taking an active role in their local government, and just empowering people. I want to see people raise up and do good. And I want Compton to be a success story that we look back on in 10 years. I'm going to say 10 years because I would like to see it within 10 years.
Oh, that'd be beautiful.
Yes. Where we look back and go, man, that city had such a crazy history, but look at what they did with it. And I think we can, but it's going to take everyone working together.
Right.
Yeah.
As a collective. All right. So are there any final thoughts that you want to leave our listeners with?
I have said a lot. Just be good to one another. Be good to one another. Listen. And when you're listening, don't listen just to try to find something to respond with, but truly listen and speak with love. Because I think that's a big issue here, is that a lot of people just spew out all of this stuff, and there's just not a lot of two-way communication that happens. Right. And it's evident in our city, just in the breakdown of communication. And so just be better with one another, really.
You hear that? Be better so you could do better.
And get involved, of course.
Involved. And that way it's not the same 10 or 12 people in Compton doing things. It's like we have so many residents. If you are a resident, no tea, no shade. We just saying like it is open for you to also do your part, whatever that looks like. So where can our listeners find you?
You can visit us on ComptonAdvocates.org or Instagram and Facebook at Compton Advocates. You could sign up to volunteer. Hopefully we'll be past COVID and be able to do some more stuff in the community soon, but we will have online workshops and community roundtables.
Oh, yeah, COVID is a hater. Oh, we're going on 1 year of this stuff. Okay, anywho, where y'all ask people? Okay, so that is it, Candace.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so happy you came.
I'm so glad I didn't oversleep.
But that's what happens when you are active in a community. You get up at the break of dawn to go feed other people. And then you still honor your other obligations. Because I'm like, if you would have never told me that, I would have never known that you had overslept.
Yeah, that was crazy. But
I love you so much, Candace.
I love you too.
Thanks for sharing space with us today. Remember, your words have power. Use them to heal, not to harm. Take time to reflect, to connect with yourself. As always, be intentional with your healing, my loves. Until next time, bye.